The moves I make, I most definitely have an agenda. I don't do anything to piss off a little peon. You know what I mean?
I can't believe a stand-up dude doing his time would suddenly say, I don't want to be here no more. I'm gonna become a rat bastard. And I'm gonna have my girl tell on my mans and them.
We'll just let it be told when the story gets told. Yeah, and I'm only gonna stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
50 Cent just got caught trying to take Big Meech down again. Rick Ross just exposed the real reason behind 50's attacks. And it's not just beef. It's a calculated move to bury Meech for good. The lies, the manipulation, and the agenda 50 has been pushing will make you sick. That AT1 point. 50 Cent and Big Meech were actually cool. Yeah, you heard that right. Before all this madness. 50 and Meech had mutual respect. In fact, after Big Meech was released from prison, 50 was right there visiting him, showing support and keeping their bond strong. It made sense. 50 had built his BMF TV series on Meech's legacy, giving his story an even bigger platform. The show, which premiered in 2021, reignited interest in the Black Mafia family's history. In a way, 50 was helping cement Meech's name in hip-hop culture even further. Meech was sentenced to 30 years back in 2008 after being convicted of multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy and money laundering, for his role in the Black Mafia family empire. Fast forward to October 15th, 2024. After serving the bulk of his sentence, he was granted early release from a Florida prison and moved to a halfway house, where he'll finish the remainder of his reduced sentence. His official release date? January 27th, 2026. Until then, he'll be under supervised release. But that's clearly not stopping him from making his presence felt. Getting out was still a big deal, and 50 was there for him, until he wasn't. The moment Big Meech decided to team up with Rick Ross, it was over to so now that Big Meech is officially back outside, he wanted to make his return in the biggest way possible, by throwing a star-studded welcome home concert that's about to shake up Miami.
It's the biggest boss, Ricky Rose. The time has come. Meech home. February 13th, get your tickets right now, it's going down. We know Florida gonna be there, Miami gonna be there. The legend himself gonna be in the building.
And let's be real, after nearly 2 decades behind bars, it's only right that the Black Mafia family boss steps back into the spotlight with a proper homecoming, where Rick Ross will finally get to perform BMF in front of the man who literally inspired the song. But Ross isn't the only one hitting the stage. This lineup is stacked with some of the biggest names in rap. We're talking Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Kodak Black, 42 Doug, ESTG, Moneybagg Yo, Bossman Glow, and more. But there was one man left out, and 50 did not take that lightly. If you know 50, you know he expects absolute loyalty. The man has spent decades beefing with Rick Ross, and suddenly Meech is standing next to his biggest op? Yeah, 50 was not having it. So let's rewind a bit and talk about this legendary Rick Ross versus 50 Cent beef.
Ross and 50, they've had a long-standing beef for years. And I think this Rick Ross beef is the one beef that 50 will never let go of.
Back in the late 2000s, their feud started over something so petty, it's almost comical. 50 allegedly looked at Ross funny at an award show. That's all it took for things to go nuclear. From there, 50 started coming for Ross's credibility, exposing his past as a correctional officer and painting him as a fraud. He even went as far as leaking an explicit tape of Ross's baby mama just to humiliate him. The beef was ruthless and relentless, and to this day, neither one has let it go. So when Big Meech announced his show with Rick Ross, 50 took it as the ultimate betrayal. It wasn't just about business, it was about loyalty. And instead of just letting it slide, 50 did what 50 does best. He went to war.
Hey, say what you want about 50 Cent, but I swear this man's pettiness is uncanny. Like this, I feel is everybody's alter ego.
The moment the Welcome Home concert was announced, 50 Cent wasted zero time clapping back. He hopped on Instagram with a post featuring a giant rat with a caption, "I think I'm Big Meech." But that wasn't even the worst part. In the caption, 50 made it clear that Meech made the biggest mistake by distancing himself from one key person. Tammy Counts, if you're asking who? Trust, you're not alone. Tammy was Meech's assistant and business partner back in the day. But, plot twist, she allegedly flipped and became an FBI informant. According to former BMF member Blue Da Vinci, Meech even put Tammy in charge of BMF Entertainment while he was locked up in '08. But by 2009, she allegedly started working with the feds. Blue suggested that if Tammy flipped, then Meech might have done the same to get his sentence reduced. And if there's one thing 50 loves, it's a good old snitch accusation. But here's where it gets interesting. Tammy Cowens had been working with 50 Cent for years. She even hit him up now with a message from Meech.
I agree. It's unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
It really is, but I agree. So, we'll just let it be told when the story gets told.
Yeah,
And I'm only going to stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
that's it. That's all it is.
I agree it's unfortunate, right? It really is. But I agree. So, we'll just let it be told when the story gets told. And I'm only going to stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right? That's it. That's all it is. If working with Tammy made Meech a snitch, then what does that make 50? People were quick to call out 50's hypocrisy, pointing out that he had been cozy with Tammy when it benefited him. If he was cool with her back then, why was he suddenly mad about her connection to Meech now? And Meech was not about to let 50 drag him like that without clapping back. The very next day, he hit Instagram with a post of him and 50, but with a big rat sticker covering 50's face and "Internet Gangster" stamped over his body. The message was loud and clear. He wasn't having it. And just in case that wasn't enough, Rick Ross, who never misses an opportunity to troll 50, jumped into the mess, laughing at how pressed 50 was over Meech taking a picture with him.
Took a picture with Rick Ross. You like put your back against the wall and just slide down.
But if you thought 50 was going to take the L and move on, you don't know this man at all. The same day, he doubled down, posting yet another Instagram shot. This time, he clowned Meech's response, referencing Big Screech, his new nickname for Meech, implying he's a rat. Then, he dropped another one, this time, a viral video of some random man talking about snitching, but with Meech's face slapped on it.
Bro, I get paid to snitch now. It's classified. I can't even really talk about this.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you because you my boy. But don't, you see what I did to Roger. You seen what I did to Roger.
He had 40 years?
40 years. You don't want to sign that plea? 40 years.
But 50 was not buying it. Instead of letting it slide, he hopped on Instagram and ripped Meech apart.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
And just when you thought it couldn't get pettier, 50 started clowning Meech's concert. According to Fifth, most of these artists aren't even showing up.
Trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
You trick Cuff off the street.
I never folded, never told.
You
never
told
will.
Tammy to tell.
And in case anyone still had doubts, 50 drove the point home in his caption. If the artists on the bill don't show up, are you going to want a refund? Big Screech is not even going to be there. He can't go out after 6 p.m. But don't take my word for it. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Then, because he always has to get the last laugh, 50 followed up with a skit mocking Meech, making it look like he was reading off cue cards during his video.
Be disappointed when Lil Baby don't show up? When Skilla don't show up? When Vizzo don't show up? When all these don't show up?
I wasn't going to address this.
Man, this reading drops, man. Look at you reading this. You can't even go. You want house arrest, you can't even go.
He even wrote, "LOL, this is crazy. My stomach hurts. I just need a little help to get out the way." Now, what does all this mean for BMF the show? That's the real question. The 4th season is expected to drop on Starz this spring, but with 50 threatening to fire Lil Meech, who literally plays his father in the series, it's unclear what's about to go down. And let's be real, 50 is petty enough to make good on that threat. But 50 is not the only one stirring the pot. Rick Ross couldn't resist jumping into the drama, and now he's talking about making his own version of the BMF story.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family. Come out to the Amaran Arena.
And not just any movie. Ross says he's calling in major Hollywood hitters.
I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film.
The fallout from this beef has been wild. Even Young Buck, one of 50's former G-Unit members, publicly sided with Big Meech.
Which director Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking. When you talking to a major player such as myself, listen, when you talking to a major player such as myself, the moves I make, I most definitely have an agenda. I don't do anything to piss off a little peon.
But 50 reacted to Buck defending Meech, saying, "This fool fell out with me because he liked boys. I didn't tell him to go loving on A__. He couldn't resist like that. Busy." At this point, fans started questioning whether 50's obsession with beef was finally catching up to him. Here's the real question. Is 50 Cent actually mad about loyalty, or is he just trying to maintain his power over the BMF brand? Because if he's the one to talk about loyalty, his son has something else to say.
And shout out to Big Meech. Welcome home. Quit playing with dude. Quit playing with dude. You know, I'm gonna say that much. Over and out. I catch y'all when I catch y'all. Y'all know what it is, bro. Hey, I ain't been on here in a long time. I'm finna let them see what the
50 Cent's estranged son, Marquise Jackson, wasted no time clowning Lil Meech after finding out 50 cut him off for linking up with Rick Ross.
Real talk, Lil Meech should have known what he was getting into. And 50 Cent's son, Marquise Jackson, is letting him know.
I thought you were special. You really thought you were special? Who told you you were special?
Thought you were special. You really thought you were special? Who told you you were special?
Think about it. 50 has a history of exposing people for snitching, but it started to look like a pattern. Ja Rule, T.I., and now Big Meech. He's always the one revealing these so-called snitches, but why is he the one with all this information? Meanwhile, Rick Ross and Big Meech are moving forward unbothered. They've got their concert locked in, their business booming, and they don't seem to care what 50 has to say. But one thing is clear, this beef isn't going anywhere, and so what's really going on here? Is 50 Cent trying to expose Big Meech, or is he just salty that he's losing his grip on the BMF empire? Fans are torn. Some are saying, y'all be crazy, Seth. 50 Cent ain't wrong for none of the ish he doing. What y'all talking about? Irv is the reason he almost died, and Big Meech don't owe him no loyalty at all. But it's the principle behind it. Big and Lil Meech don't owe 50-ish. People talking about he put them on. He used their life to profit off of BMF. BMF was BMF before and after 50 Cent. Yeah, the show gave him some new relevancy, but that don't mean they owe him everything, and the show has been doggish for years. One thing for sure, this drama is far from over. And with the way things are going, we might just be seeing the messiest hip-hop beef of 2025 unfold in real time. Let us know what y'all think in the comments. And if you want even more tea on the biggest hip-hop feuds, stick around for our next video. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.